Om Gam Ganapatte Namaha. Kaliyugada Kalpataru by Raja Sri Gururajacharayaru. This is my sincere effort to translate the Kannada version to English. Please forgive my errors and omissions, and may Lord Ganapati and Sri Guru Raghavendra Swami inspire and bless me to carry on this noble work. Kaliyugada Kalpataru. Modalane Ullasa, the first joyous introduction. Kathamukha, introduction to the story. Raghavendro Haripada Kanja Nishenanalabda Samasta Sampata Deva Sobhavo Divichidra Moyo Mishtaprado Me Satatam Sabhuyat. By the grace of Lord Raghavendra Swami, who is devoted to the lotus feet of Hari, may I gain all wealth that is obtained by devotion. May this divine tree, which by nature grants wishes, always flourishes for me. The scriptures, starting from the Vedas, declare that the salvation of all living beings is accomplished through the grace of the Supreme Soul. To obtain the grace of God, one must seek to please Him. To please Him, one must love Him, which means to cultivate devotion. Devotion is described as strong, superior love, informed by the greatness of spirit. Such love is devotion. And there is no other way to liberation. According to the authoritative scriptures, the Supreme Soul is the highest, the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction of the world. The Lord is the one who dwells in the hearts of the assembly of celestials, including Sri Lakshmi, Brahma, and Rudra. He is the Lord who manifests eternal happiness, the nature of blissful existence to all living beings. He is free from faults, an abode of infinite auspicious qualities, possessed of unobstructed power, and of great glory. Knowing his playful and majestic characteristic is far more superior and steadfast than the love shown towards one's wife, children, relatives, and friends. One must therefore love that merciful God with a love that is 1,000 times greater and unshakable. Win His favor, become eligible for His supreme grace, and attain the eternal happiness that is free from the cause of sorrow, such as birth and death. This is the essence of the teachings of the Vedas and Upanishads. In the lineage of Gurus who teach the knowledge of Lord Hari, one must have devotion to them just as one would to Lord Hari himself. Since devotion to the Guru facilitates devotion to God, this is instructed by scriptures which says, as there is supreme devotion to the Lord, so there should be to the Guru. Who are these Gurus? The term Guru is derived from Gu, meaning the darkness of ignorance of the disciples, and Ru, meaning the remover of the darkness. Thus, Gurus are those who dispel the ignorance of the disciples by imparting knowledge. We must show devotion to all such Gurus according to their merits. Today, there is no need to specially mention that one should have devotion to Sri Raghavendra Swami, who is uplifting the world and is considered a Guru of tremendous importance to the people of India. If one wishes to develop devotion to such a venerable figure as Sri Raghavendra Swami, Guru Sarvabhauma, it is essential to know who they are, what is their fundamental nature, what are the great deeds they have performed, their immortal story, how they endeared themselves to God, the extraordinary grace bestowed upon them by the Supreme Soul, the glories they revealed, and the blessings they granted. Those who desire to become His devotees must truly understand these aspects. Similarly, we are committed to narrating the fundamental nature, incarnations, immortal tales, and the supreme glories of this saintly sovereign of the joy, for the joy of his infinite lineage of internal devotees. The Jagadguru, Sri Raghavendra Swami, renowned as the Kalpataru, wish-fulfilling tree of the Kaliyuga, have recently showcased their divine powers, similar to the momentous year of 1947, when India became independent from the British rule. On the auspicious day of their holy worship, they fulfilled the desires of countless devotees by conducting the Silver Chariot Festival. From this auspicious background of their worldwide beneficence, we wish to translate the joyous words of their life-nourishing story into English. On the evening of the second day of the dark fortnight of Shravana, there is immense jubilation in Mantralayam, known as the land of mantra empowerment. Rumors spread that a silver chariot offering and a festival would be held in the honor of Sri Gururaja, Sri Raghavendra Swami. An unprecedented number of devotees, more than 20 to 30,000 from various regions and countries, have gathered in Mantralayam. The devotees continue to arrive in groups, increasing with each passing moment. Fresh green festoons and various colored flags are shimmering with electric lights atop the grand entrance of Sri Gururaja's magnificent temple, where the Pranava flag gently sways on the flagstaff, seemingly welcoming the throngs of devotees rushing to Mantralayam, saying, "Welcome to you, O devotees and friends. Those of you who are tainted by the impurities of Kaliyuga, who feel lost, weary, and confounded, come, take refuge in the supreme lotus feet of the Guru. Come, come, seek the shelter at the feet of the Kalpataru of Kaliyuga. Fulfill your heart's desire and become sanctified. Come, the sovereign of ascetics is arriving on the chariot to fulfill your innermost wishes." Observing the proudly fluttering Pranava flag, one can sense the Om symbol on it. The flag, pervading all worlds, just as the omnipresent Om worship makes one invincible and greatly honored. It appeared as if I, with the indomitable glory of Sri Parimalacharya, that is Sri Raghavendra Swami, am not only here but also spread across the three worlds. Who else can match the victory flag of these illustrious beings on this earth? The flag of victory flies high in the sky, spreading the fragrance of Parimalacharya's fame everywhere. As a devotee sings this sweet melody, the flow of music from the loudspeakers captivates everyone around. The musical tribute to the Guru's glory, witnessing the beautiful scenes at the venue, fills the wise with awe and drives them to seek the vision of Sri Gururaja with a sense of devotion and surrender. The excitement and celebration of the people are indescribable. Everywhere you look, there are enchanting scenes of devotees, full of devotional fervor, singing and dancing in the praise of the revered Gururaja, bringing immense joy to the eyes and hearts. Behold the festival of the illustrious Gururaja. The jewel of the ascetic community is underway. Amidst the pleasant sounds of the instruments, the harmonious Vedic chants, and the sweet hymns and devotional songs, the esteemed pontiff Sri Soyamendra Tirtharu seems to be introducing Sri Gururaja, Sri Raghavendra Swami to the people, and if waving the ceremonial fans in reverence. With his natural and beaming smile, he is delighting the eyes and minds of the devotees, playing the role of a benevolent patron. The festival progressed towards the silver chariot, and the enthusiasm and the joy of the people are boundless. As the devotees intently gaze without blinking at that enchanting scene, the universally revered Jagadguru, Sri Raghavendra Swami, adored the silver chariot. Ah, what a delightful sight it is to behold. Look, thousands of electric lights twinkling, the various colored lights shining like stars, and the new silver chariot shining like the moon amidst the constellation of devotees, radiantly rescues the people of the Kaliyuga with the hands in the gesture of blessings and assurance, fulfilling their wishes and shining with a commitment to uplift them. Seeing this vision of Sri Yatichandrama, the devotees are overwhelmed with joy, shouting victory through Prahlada Raja, victory to Vyasamuni, victory to Raghavendra Yatindra, victory to the Kalpataru of Kaliyuga. The chants of victory pierce the heavens. Anyone who witnessed this unprecedented, beautiful, enchanting, and auspicious scene is indeed blessed. We are incapable of describing it with mere words. The chariot festival, with all its grandeur, circled around the four courtyards and came to a halt. After the cries of joy ceased, with a voice both brave and deep, overcome with devotion, ecstasy, and tears of joy in their eyes, the devotees received the command from Sri Soyamendra Tirtharu, who, as the embodiment of Sri Raghavendra's compassion, addressed the people. Beloved devotees of Sri Gururaja, today is indeed a blessed day. It is the most auspicious day in our lives, as our wish to glorify Sri Gururaja, who is worshipped by all in the universe, has been fulfilled. These esteemed ones, who once reigned in the palace of birthless, who have been brought down from the pillars of true devotion, who resonated the victory drum as the royal guru of Vijayanagara, who have now taken their ultimate incarnation as the guru of the twice born, fulfilling the desires of the devotees, are now being celebrated on the silver chariot. Our heartfelt desires have been realized today. Look, through the devotion of Ramanatha Chettiar, a devotee standing here, Sri Gururaja has fulfilled our longings. The extraordinary grace and great glory that Sri Gururaja has shown in him is beyond description. How can we possibly express our deep gratitude and devotion for the blessings the Guru has bestowed upon us? When we pray to them, we express our resolve to construct a silver chariot for Sri Rayaru. The wealthy and generous, who are the innermost devotees of the Guru, have undertaken this grace service through them and prayed to be blessed. We agreed with joy. Today, you are all the reason to witness and delight in this auspicious festival. Therefore, we bless and pray that Sri Gururaja grants all kinds of prosperity and auspiciousness to Ramanatha Chettiar, who has been the cause of your joy, and may his wish-fulfilling tree of desires bear fruit. As the people shout with joy and clap their hands to express their happiness, Sri Soyamendra Guruvarya blessed Ramanatha Chettiar with sacred offerings and addressed the gathering again. To ascend the greatest chariot in the world and to be glorified is a privilege of the exalted. Riding this silver chariot, which is simple yet offered with devotion, shows that Sri Gururaja needs nothing more from us than to be a symbol of compassion among the devotees. This is a testament that with love, even the impossible can be achieved, and anyone can be won over. Why do you know? Who is it that graces the chariot today? It is none other than Sri Hari, the supreme ruler of all the worlds, here as the delightful Sri Rama for the welfare of the universe, to elevate the immense struggles and fears of people and to protect his devotees. Sri Narasimha shines here in his glory. To those suffering for the joys of offsprings, he has bestowed a son, lighting up homes with happiness and contentment as the beloved of the Yadu dynasty. Bhagavan Sri Krishna rejoices here. To those who are drowned in terrible worldly ocean and seek eternal happiness, and who turn to the principles and knowledge as their solace, Sri Vedavyasa dwells here to bestow wisdom. Now, having realized that this transient world holds no permanent joy, and those who have lost interest in worldly pleasures seek the ultimate liberation and have taken refuge, Sri Lakshmi Narayana himself is resplendent here to uplift them. Thus, through the noble deeds of Sri Gururaja for the redemption of people and the welfare of the world in Kaliyuga, may Sri Hari, in his five forms of Rama, Narahari, Krishna, Vedavyasa, Narayana, always reside in and joyously bless Sri Gururaja. Given the presence of such great sanctuaries and the immense significance of the holy Sri Mantralaya Swamiji, you can only imagine their greatness. Not only that, dear devotees, amongst us is the Lord of the world, the controller of all life, the Supreme Being, Sri Bharati Ramana, also known as Vayudeva, who, with his forms as Sri Hanuman, Bhima, and Madhva, is always specially present with us and shining forth. The wise leaders like Sri Tika Krutpadaru are always joyously dwelling within these great ones. Then, what can be said about the virtues of Ramanatha Chettiar, who has pleased Sri Raghavendra Swamiji, an incarnation of the revered Prahlada Vyasaraja, and who has orchestrated the construction of the silver chariot and festival? What is the magnitude of your good fortune to have participated in the chariot festival service of Kalpatarus of Kaliyuga? Indeed, you are all fortunate and blessed. There is no doubt that by taking refuge at the feet of Sri Mantralaya Prabhu, a symbol of the Bharata nation, your fortunes will rise. How can we, mere relatives and insignificant compared to these great universal gurus, bless you? According to the Vedic sayings, we are capable of offering only our devoted salutations. We pray to Sri Gururaja to accept our humble worship and to continue working for the welfare of the world and to protect the devotees. On the 5th day of the dark fortnight of Sravana, by the banks of the Tungabhadra river, which is with its wide blue rocks echoing melodious sounds as the river flows vigorously, a gentle fragrance breeze from Vayudeva is delighting the people. The sky, clear and bright with the moon, sets a serene atmosphere where many people sit in groups, enjoying the moment. They are lost in the glory of Rajata Rathotsava, that is Silver Chariot Festival of Sri Gururaja, his divine grace and love for the devotees. They are sharing with each other the blessings they have received from the Lord of Mantralaya. At the same time, an Acharya of the Mutt, having bathed in the Tungabhadra and completed the evening rituals, sits on a nearby rock. Seeing the venerable and radiant Acharya, several nearby devotees approach to pay their respects. Among them, a person named Govindacharya respectfully requests the Acharya, Govinda, respected sir, we came here upon hearing the news of Sri Gururaja's Silver Chariot Festival. O Swami, what a beautiful sight it was. Is it even possible to witness such an extraordinary scene again in our lifetime? The speech blessed by the revered pontiff was heartwarming. The more we hear the sweet voice of that great person, the more we yearn to listen to it again. Sri Gururaja has shown immense compassion to Ramanatha Chettiar as instructed by the Swamiji, but we did not understand what it was. Since you are from the Mutt, you might know. Could you please tell us about the glory and grace that Sri Rayaru revealed and blessings he bestowed upon Ramanatha Chettiar? Acharya, smiling. Is there a better deed than this? Certainly, there could be. A young man interrupting. Swami, excuse me, I have a doubt. Acharya, smiling. What's your doubt, my child? Young man. Acharya, I have heard that people from the Madras region, especially from Chettinad, are staunch Shaivites, devotees of Shiva, and also known to be against casteism or Varna Paddhati. So, how did Ramanatha Chettiar, a Shaivite and a casteism opposer, become a devotee of Sri Rayaru, a Brahmin and a Madhva? Acharya, my dear, your impression is incorrect. It's not right to label everyone from a region as casteism opposer just because a few are. Aren't there such people in our Karnataka too? Moreover, our Sri Rayaru is not just a guru to Madhvas or Brahmins or Hindus. They are a divine incarnation who transcends all geographies, ethnic, and linguistic boundaries, embodying the principle of universal nobility. The concept of Shaivism and Vaishnavism are not new. They have been around for ages. As Madhvacharya says, Anadikalato Vrittha Samayahi Pravahavaha, meaning the philosophies of Vaishnavism, Shaivism, etc. have been flowing since time immemorial. Shaivism and Vaishnavism, except for a few exceptions, have never hindered social, religious, and cultural interactions. A person's pity, wisdom, and renunciation and commitment to the welfare of the world are what truly defines their respectability. Then, why can't Shaivites and Vaishnavites worship and receive blessings from the wise, regardless of the beliefs or philosophies? Sri Rayaru blessing Ramanatha Chettiar for his pure devotion, despite being a Shaivite, is not surprising. Rayaru's greatness lies in transforming even atheists into believers. That's the speciality of Sri Rayaru. Generally, disciples of a particular mutt or member of a community follow the respective gurus. But Sri Gururaja is different. Not just the Brahmins, Hindus, or spiritual disciples, but people of all castes, religions, sects, and even from foreign lands worship them. That is why our Mantralaya Prabhu is revered as Jagat Guru, Universal Guru. No matter who they are, if they serve Guru Raja with pure devotion and righteousness, Guru Raja does not discriminate based on caste, religion, or sect and blesses them. Even the ailments that science and medicine cannot cure are effortlessly healed by the mere glance of our Yatiraja. Despite the decline of righteousness in Kaliyuga, people who may not believe in heaven, hell, sin, virtue, God, or afterlife, and who call God a mere figment of Brahmanical imagination are now witnessing Guru Raja as a living deity. As instructed by our revered Sri Suyamendra Tirtharu, it is the divine will of the Supreme Soul that the welfare of the world must be achieved through this Kalpataru in Kaliyuga. The true-willed God himself is present in the Guru Raja, conducting the welfare of the world. Therefore, it is not surprising that Ramanatha Chettiar, though a Shaivite, became a devotee of Sri Guru Raja. All devotees. Truly, Swami, what you said is absolutely correct. Please grace us by telling about the blessing that Guru Raja bestowed on Chettiar. Acharya. Ramanatha Chettiar hails from Kottayur in the famous Ramnad district of Madras region, a place renowned for its wealthy Chettiar community. Ramanath Chettiar, a sibling of the well-known Dr. Alagappa Chettiar, is a wealthy businessman with a widespread reputation in places like Malaya, that is Malaysia. About 10 years ago, Chettiar developed a heart condition due to his past karma. The disease quickly worsened, making his survival seem impossible. Despite consulting every doctor and undergoing tests, the physicians concluded that only surgery could save him. But there was no guarantee of survival. Chettiar was left bewildered. His wife refused surgery, preferring medication, but unfortunately did not help. Chettiar struggled with severe heart pain. Krishnacharya, a devout follower of Sri Guru Raja, visited Kottayur for a religious purpose and learned about Chettiar's condition. He suggested that worshipping Sri Rayaru could cure the disease, a task that even the best doctor could not achieve. Chettiar was skeptical. Could a miracle happen through a Madhva sannyasi? Krishnacharya convinced him by narrating instances where Sri Rayaru had cured incurable diseases and advised him to try worshipping with pure devotion, promising that there was nothing to lose. That night, Chettiar dreamt of Sri Rayaru appearing as a sage with a staff and water pot. Sri Rayaru assured him, no one who believes in us ever suffers. Ramanatha, you are a part of our devotee family. Follow what Krishnacharya advised and you will be blessed. The dream profoundly impacted Chettiar. Changing his attitude, he realized the unique and miraculous nature of Gururaja's grace. Unlike other deities who bless upon being worshipped, Gururaja spontaneously comes to the aid of his devotees. This characteristic is a true mark of a great soul, a divine compassion towards devotees. In the night, Chettiar was deeply impressed by the radiant and majestic form of Sri Gururaja he saw in his dream. Tears of joy welled up in his eyes. He sat meditating on the divine form he had seen in his dream. With his eyes closed and hands joined in prayers, his wife, coming to wake him up, was astonished to see his deep state of meditation. She gently shook him and looked at him questioningly. Ramanatha, with a smile, began narrating the dream to his wife. As they were talking, a messenger arrived to inform them that Krishnacharya had returned. The couple welcomed him and shared their experience. Krishnacharya was surprised and joyfully said, "See the greatness of Gururaja now. Now, let go of all your worries. You are blessed and will receive Gururaja's grace. Without further thought, continue to worship Sri Rayaru." From the next day, Ramanatha and his wife devoted themselves to the service of Sri Gururaja. They cleaned a room, placed Sri Rayaru's picture on a silver pedestal inside a mantapa, lit ghee lamp, and adored the picture with flowers to start the worship. They made sure that no one else entered the room, making it a private space for their devotion. Chettiar practiced solitary worship of Sri Rayaru. The news spread, and some friends and relatives mocked Ramanatha for worshipping a Brahmin sannyasi and ruining his life. However, this only strengthened his devotion. One night, in a dream, Sri Gururaja appeared with a gentle smile and said, "What is this, Ramanatha? Everyone is saying you are ruining yourself by believing in me. A Brahmin sannyasi, look, it is not too late. If you wish, you can stop. There is no compulsion from me." The deeply pained Chettiar. In the dream itself, with tears, he appealed, "Gurudeva, I am your humble servant, surrendered at your feet. Let the world say what it wants. It doesn't hurt me, but you must not leave me. I have offered my body and the mind to you. There, preservation or destruction is in your will. I cannot ask for more." Sri Gururaja chuckled. "Do you really have such faith in me, Ramanatha? Then listen, prepare for surgery immediately. We will protect you." He disappeared after speaking. Chettiar's wife also had a dream where Gururaja instructed her to agree to the surgery without fear, assuring her of his protection. Moved by these dreams, the Chettiar couple decided to proceed with the surgery, trusting in the divine protection of Sri Gururaja. The next morning, Ramanatha Chettiar and his wife shared their dreams with each other and rejoiced in the reassurance given by their Guru. Within 10 days, arrangements for the surgeries were made, and several experienced doctors arrived. The doctors again expressed uncertainty about Chettiar's survival during the surgery. Chettiar reassured them with a smile, "Do your duty. My Gurudeva is capable of protecting me." He was ready for the surgery, which went successfully. The surgeons were astonished to see Chettiar conscious and smiling, and acknowledged that it must be due to the divine intervention of his Guru. This deepened the couple's devotion to Sri Rayaru. Within a few days, Chettiar completely recovered from his illness. After some time, Chettiar experienced heart pain again. Distressed, he prayed to Sri Gururaja. That night, he dreamt of the Guru reassuring him, "Don't worry, you will need to undergo surgery a few more times, after which your illness will be completely cured." Over the next 3 to 4 years, Chettiar underwent several surgeries. Despite doctors' doubts about his survival each time, Gururaja protected him. Even a renowned surgeon expressed disbelief at Chettiar's survival, calling it a miracle and attributing it to the grace of his Guru. Chettiar fully recovered within a couple of months. After being saved multiple times by Sri Gururaja, the couple's devotion to him grew even stronger. They committed to every action with guidance from Sri Gururaja. When World War II began and Japan occupied Malaya, Chettiar's fortunes were affected. People who had mocked him for worshipping his saint, instead of following his family tradition, saw this as an opportunity to ridicule him further. They sarcastically suggested that the saint should now restore his wealth. When Chettiar and his wife heard about these comments, they remained calm. Fools! They do not understand the greatness of Guru Raja and criticize without knowing his capabilities. What could Sri Rayaru do about our past karma? Moreover, we don't even know the exact situation of our wealth in Malaya due to the war. Wouldn't the saint who grant us life also grant us some wealth? With this faith, the couple found solace. One day in a dream, Ramanatha was told by Guru Raja, "Won't you come for my darshana?" He mentioned this to his wife, who excitedly responded, "I have been saying for so many days that we should go for the darshana of those great souls. Why are you indifferent? Now that the Guru himself has called, we shouldn't delay any further. Are you worried about what people will say? Can we ever stop people from talking? We must do our duty. Let's go to Mantralayam." Chettiar smiled and said, "Indifferent towards those great souls? How can you say that? Will I heed the words of a few people? Let's leave for Mantralaya tomorrow." Ramanatha and his wife, along with a small entourage, set out and arrived here. They felt purified by the darshan of Sri Guru Raja. At the same time, they also met Pujya Soyamendra Tirtharu, Swamiji, who was there and followed his instruction to perform services for 3 days. They offered their service and made donation to Sri Rayaru and also hosted a feast for thousands of Brahmins and married women. They were delighted to learn about the unfathomable glories of Sri Rayaru from Swamiji. The Chettiar couple didn't know how to render permanent service to the great being who had saved their lives. Finally, they expressed their dilemma to Swamiji, who suggested that they commission a silver chariot of Sri Guru Raja for Sri Guru Raja. Hearing this, the overjoyed Chettiar bowed to Swamiji and said, "Swami, I have all the comforts due to Sri Guru Raja's grace. He has given me life. I must be the one to commission the silver chariot. Please allow me to serve in this way forever." Swamiji happily agreed, and the couple promised to arrange for the chariot as soon as possible and returned to the town. Back home, even after a month or two, Chettiar didn't mention the chariot construction, so his wife questioned, "Haven't you promised to offer a silver chariot to the young Swamiji of Mantralayam? Why are you sitting idle?" He smiled and replied, "True, I made a promise, but we didn't know the status of our business and assets in Malaya, did we? I will commission it once Sri Rayaru blesses us." His wife, slightly upset, said, "Is this a joke? We shouldn't test the Guru or forget our promise." Ramanatha laughed and reassured her, "Did you take my jest seriously? I will make all the arrangements. Don't worry." Ramanatha was reassured by his wife. The next day, he commissioned skilled artisans to design the chariot and arranged everything needed for its construction, including wood and silver. Thus, the construction of the silver chariot began. Meanwhile, the World War also came to an end. In about 4 months, the silver chariot was ready. That very night, in a dream, Guru Raja appeared to Ramanatha saying, "You are my true devotee, Ramanatha. You have built this chariot for me. But what can I give you in return? I have fulfilled your wish. May you be blessed." Ramanatha shared this dream with his wife, but its significance wasn't immediately clear to them. Within a day or two, news arrived from Malaya. When the Japanese occupied Malaya, the Chettiar's business wealth, which was in British currency, was converted to Japanese currency. Post-war, the British government agreed to exchange these Japanese currencies back to British ones. The joy of the couple was indescribable. Guru Raja appeared again in Ramanatha's dream, saying, "I have fulfilled your wish. Ramanatha, are you happy now?" The meaning became clearer to Chettiar. Ah, what compassionate beings the Gurus are. The people of Chettinad were amazed by the miracles of Sri Guru Raja, and many became his devotees. Look at the glory of our Guru, the devotees exclaimed. Despite what people said, the Chettiar firmly believed in and devotedly worshipped Sri Rayaru. Sri Rayaru in turn blessed them with his grace. Thus they brought the silver chariot as ordered by Sri Guru Raja and celebrated its offering. You all have seen and rejoiced in this celebration. This is the glory of Sri Rayaru as commanded by Sri Soimendra, explained the head of the mutt to the devotees. The head of the mutt spoke of the wonderful miracles shown by Sri Rayaru, and everyone was moved to tears of joy, praising the compassion of Sri Rayaru. Then a person named Rama Shastri commented, Swami Acharya, you have given us the nectar to drink. Varadaraja Iyengar, a middle-aged man, stepped forward and said, Acharya, Shastri is speaking the truth. As you mentioned earlier, great souls have no boundaries of sect or creed. Look, we are from the Mysore region, where many followers of the Tattva Vishishtadvaita philosophy reside. Your teachings have never hindered us in showing respect to great people. Not only that, but we all worship Sri Raghavendra Swami with devotion and have been receiving our desired blessings. We are aware of the immense respect our Guru Pitas show towards Sri Rayaru. Not just that, the root place of Sri Raghavendra Swami Matha is the renowned Nanjanagud in our Mysore region. In Nanjanagud, not only the Smartha and Sri Vaishnava communities but all Hindus of various sects consider the Matha as our Math and conduct themselves accordingly. Indeed, Sri Rayaru, as you said, is not just a Guru for the Matha, Brahmins or Hindus, but a universal Guru. Then Govindacharya and others nodded in agreement, saying, True, true. At that moment, a person named Sadashiv said, Acharya, see, we have come from different places. We knew that Sri Guru Raja was a great soul, a magnanimous and devotee-loving person. While some may know his entire history and the extent of his miracles, many of us are unaware of it. It would be very helpful if you could enlighten us. Just then, the sound of drums, trumpets, and wind instruments were heard, and thousands of electric lights illuminated the temple of Sri Guru Raja. Observing this, the head of the mutt smiled and spoke. The Acharya said, Oh, it seems like Sarva Samarpanotsava of Sri Guru Raja is about to begin. Devotees of Sri Rayaru, you have asked me to narrate the Charitamrita, nectar-like story of Sri Rayaru. And it's your good fortune today, as every year the highly revered Sri Soimendra Tirthara Swamiji will be teaching the immortal story and the magnificent virtues of Sri Guru Raja to the devotees. You can become sanctified by listening to the teachings of this wise sage, who is the propagator of the greatness of Sri Guru Raja, born from the sacred lineage of Guru Raja's previous life, and who now resides on the holy seat. Come, let us all witness the festival of Sri Rayaru. Listen to Guru's teachings and be sanctified. Under the leadership of Somendra Tirtharu, the beautifully adored Sri Guru Raja was placed in a silver chariot, accompanied by musical grandeur, Vedic chants, cheers from the devotees, devotional dances by Haridasa and bhajans. The procession proceeded to the temple where Sri Guru Raja was placed in the Kalyana Mantapa, beautifully decorated in every aspect and seated in a swing. The Dolotsava was performed by the holy hands of Shriyaru. After Swastikavacha, adored by Sri Soimendra Tirtharu Swamiji of Digvijaya Vidyapita, began addressing the gathering, thousands of devotees, commencing his discourse. Today, Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu of Sri Mantralaya is recognized as a universal Guru, whose glory transcends the boundaries of India and is celebrated in every corner of the world. regardless of caste, creed, sect, color, nation, language, poor or wealthy, believer or non-believer. Everyone worships and seeks refuge in this noble soul, resolving all their troubles and obtaining their desires. Sri Guru Raja looks only at the pure hearts and devotion of those who worship him, irrespective of who they are, and fulfills their every wish and desire. Thus, he has been relieving millions of their sins, diseases, and troubles, granting their very aspiration. We need to ponder how Sri Guru Raja obtains such immense power to uplift everyone and endlessly bestow blessings. What's the secret behind his inexhaustible grace? The more we contemplate, the more we realize his profound power, wealth, and grandeur, leaving us utterly astonished. Devotees of Sri Guru Raja, before we dwell into the immortal story of this great soul, we must understand who they are, their original forms, what led to such immense power, why the Lord is always present with them, how they obtained such boundless wealth to grant wishes. These are some of the aspects we need to explore. Only then we can fully appreciate their unique personality, significance, and glory. And by understanding the immortal story, our devotion and faith will grow stronger. We annually impart to you the immortal glories of Sri Guru Raja. Inspired by Sri Guru Raja himself, today we wish to explain all the aspects I mentioned earlier, including the origin and unique characteristic of Sri Guru Raja's incarnations and their magnificence. We regard this as a command from Sri Guru Raja himself. He inspires us and speaks us as per our capabilities to convey these truths to all of you. In the Sri Guru Sutra, Sri Appannacharya states, Sri Raghavendra Haripada Kanja Nishenanalabdha Samasta Sampata. Sri Raghavendra, meaning that Sri Guru Raja, who is the supreme and the cause of the universe, has attained the fourfold Purushasthas: Dharma, righteousness; Artha, wealth; Kama, desires; and Moksha, liberation, through the service of the lotus feet of Sri Narayana. This answers all our question. Sri Lakshmi, the custodian of all wealth, is favorable to Sri Hari, and hence Sri Guru Raja's treasury is so profound. It is not just a treasury, but an inexhaustible treasury, enabling Sri Guru Raja to bless countless devotees with their desired fortunes. It's not just Sri Guru Raja has amassed this great wealth by serving Sri Hari in the form of Sri Raghavendra. It's also important to know that this great soul has worshipped Sri Hari for many ages, thus accumulating this inexhaustible treasury of the four Purushasthas. So, who are they? What is their original form? What are the forms and incarnation through which they have served Sri Hari over the ages? We must first understand these aspects. The answer to this can be found in Narsimha Purana, which provides insights into these questions. In Narsimha Purana, it is mentioned, Shankukarana Devaru Brahma Shapascha Bhutale Prahlada iti Vikyato Bhubhara Shapana Rataha. Shankukarana, cursed by Brahma, became renowned on earth as Prahlada, devoted to elevate the world's burdens. In the form known as Raghavendra, is always present, serving Rama in the Kaliyuga, dwelling in the Mantralaya. It is stated that the original form and incarnation of Sri Guru Raja are Shankukarana, a deity who was cursed by Lord Brahma and incarnated as Prahlada Raja, devoted to the elevation of earth's burden and devoted to Lord Narsimha. Later, he incarnated as Vyasaraja and Bahikaraja, revered in devotion to Lord Krishna for the relief of earth's burden. This incarnation revealed that Shankukarana as Vyasaraja again incarnated in Kaliyuga at Mantralaya to serve Lord Moola Ramachandra. This knowledge of Shankukarana becoming Raghavendra in Mantralaya is clear to us. The immortal words of Haridasa, who are direct knowers of God, clarify this. Great knowledge is indeed the foremost and the strongest foundation. Love and devotion are its path. only through this can one attain liberation, and not otherwise. This passage emphasizes the importance of understanding the greatness and extraordinary feats of the deity we worship. By knowing them well and offering unwavering, superior devotion beyond the love or attachment we have towards our own possessions, relatives, and self, we attain eternal happiness. Apart from such devotion, there is no other way for salvation, fulfillment of desires, or eternal bliss. This speaks about the kind of devotion that must be offered to God. As the Vedic saying goes, Yaska Deva Parabhakti Yatha Deva Deve Tata Guruhu, which means just as we devote ourselves to God, we should also show equal devotion to our Guru, who imparts us with scriptural knowledge and helps us in receiving the grace of God. Today, as the auspicious guides for the world, Sri Guru Sarvabhauma radiates as the Guru for all people, encouraging everyone to seek their grace in Sri Rayaru. We wish for everyone to offer steadfast devotion in Sri Rayaru, guided by the great knowledge of Sri Gururaja, and thereby attain the four primary human goals: righteousness, wealth, desire, and liberation. Understanding who Sri Gururaja is, their original form, their incarnation, and their significance is crucial. Therefore, all followers of these great beings should know about their original form, incarnations, and immortal stories. It is essential we are now beginning to impart these details as much as we know, with Sri Gururaja's grace. The gathered crowd, filled with utmost joy, expressed their happiness with cheers and applause. Compassionate Sri Soamendra Guru Charana, deeply immersed in devotion, eloquently narrated for about 4 to 5 hours the history of the divine form of Sri Shankukarna, the curse that transformed them into Prahlada, their incarnation as Bahika and Sri Vyasaraja Sarvabhauma, and final incarnations as Sri Raghavendra Guru Sarvabhauma. He detailed their unique attributes: wisdom, devotion to God, renunciation, penance, and the extraordinary blessings bestowed by the deity in each incarnation. This sacred discourse, flowing uninterruptedly like the lofty waves of the holy Ganga from the lips of Sri Padangal, filled thousands of devotees with supreme joys. They sat spellbound, shedding tears of bliss, completely absorbed in divine narrative, their bodies thrilled with devotion, forgetting all worldly concerns. The scene of their joy was unprecedented, and the memory of that pure and holy scene remained indelibly etched in our minds. The powerful discourse of Srigalavaru, their nectar-like words, continue to echo in our ears even today. The lecture given by Sri Padangal that day, the unprecedented subjects they revealed, the multifaceted portrayal of Sri Gururaya's character and his extraordinary feats are things we can never forget. The idea struck us that the glorious history of Sri Gururayaru, original form and incarnations, as narrated by Sri Padangal, should be written down in book form. Wouldn't that be a great service? Inspiring devotion in countless devotees and bringing them immense joy. This thought took strong holds in our minds, and our desire to undertake this noble task grew. Upon expressing our intention to Sri Padangal and seeking their blessings, they joyfully and emotionally said, what an excellent idea. Sri Gururaya will surely accept and bless this grand endeavor from you. Try your best. May your wish be fulfilled. They blessed us wholeheartedly with mantrakshati, that is sacred grains. From that day, we began the work of collecting materials and references for this book. The fruit of many years of contemplation and effort is now in your hands. The book, Kaliyugada Kalpataru. O devotees of Sri Gururayaru, now enjoy reading Kaliyugada Kalpataru, the timeless chronicle of Sri Gururaya's original form and incarnation. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.